And we're back!
Oh, we're back! Oh, 50 episodes in, my friend. 50. Look how far we've come. And you're carrying the show as always this week because I got to tell you, I was a slacker. I told you before we even went live, I was slacking,
And
but
he ain't talking about the movie from 1994 either.
no, and I do like Slackers, though. I do like that movie. But,
Never seen
or
it.
is it
No,
Hackers? Was it
wait,
Hackers?
Slacker or Slackers? Because there is two
I
of
think
them.
it's Slackers, I think I saw. So
Oh, the
it's,
one in the college?
yeah.
Okay,
And then I'm
yeah,
like,
that's with the S.
and then I like Hackers as well. So with Angelina Jolie. So, but yeah. So anyway, uh, we had such big plans this week, but it kind of fell through. But we're looking to maybe redo something for 51 that might make it all worthwhile.
Or
But
52, or 57, we'll see.
yeah, we'll see what happens. But we'll do what we can. I'm happy to be here. I'm Dutch McAllister, along with my, of course, tag team colleague for life, Jordan Pierce Owens.
Thank you, Dutch. Yes, thank you everyone for checking out number 5050. We're still here, Dutch. We're still talking about movies and TV shows here. You kind of addressed it. We were hoping to be in the original studio that we were in for the first like 30 or so with Dizzle. We were hoping to have Dizzle back. Dizzle was a little busy, so we're still working on getting back in the studio at one point here. But for now, we're here. We're going to talk a couple movies, a couple TV shows. And we're going to talk about these wonderful actresses.
Absolutely. And I don't know why it took us this long. It took us this long to get to the top 10 actors and actresses. But you know what?
Well,
It's fitting.
we had to talk about Michael Bay and Reese
Cameron
Witherspoon.
Diaz, and
And
because she's not in my top 10. So we had to get through those people first, you know? But no, I'm excited. So we have 50 episodes. I just can't believe we lasted 50 episodes. My over-under was 25. And guess what? We surpassed.
Here, let me reenact some of my favorite moments. What do you mean, Medea? T's hands is how high? Why did he mentioning volunteers with John Candy at the end?
Well, hold on. You forgot the other one.
Oh,
Joe
Joe
versus
versus
the
Volcano? Come on!
Yeah.
There's my favorite moments reenacted.
There you go. See, I
Another
love it when we
rom-com,
do.
5 stars? Come on!
Yeah, can't you find something that you hate? Well, I found that probably about 3 episodes back. So look it up. You'll understand. But no, the first film we're going to cover is a movie I've actually seen the previews for, at least, because I did have this on the possible if I'm very ever breaking glass type thing. It's called VFW, a typical night of veterans at a VFW for veterans at the VFW turned into an all-out battle for survival when a desperate teen runs into the bar for a bag of stolen drugs. Oh, with a bag of stolen drugs. When a gang of violent punks come looking for her, the vets use every weapon at their disposal to protect the girl and themselves from the unrelenting attack. This stars Stephen Lang, William Sadler, Fred Williamson, Martin Coe, Travis Hammer, Sierra McCormick, and George Wendt. You had me at George Wendt.
And the first time you see him too, he's just at the bar chilling. Like this is a really weird spinoff of Cheers. You would enjoy that. Maybe he's playing the same character. I don't know.
What was his name? Did they give him a name?
No, I think they do. I think I don't remember the full name, but I think at the end they call him Z, so that's not his name, right?
Nah,
Yeah,
Norm.
yeah. Sorry, Norm. But yeah, no. When I first saw him, I was like, oh, he's just still chilling at the bar. You can't get any other kind of roles, huh? uh, yeah. So I checked this out. Now's a good time to check this out. Like I think it is anyway, because I believe it was 99 cents. This is a movie that I did think about doing the full rental though, or even buying, but it was 15. If it had been 10, I probably would have bought it 2 weeks ago. But it was 15, so I put it to the side. But it was 99 cents. I definitely had to jump on it for that. I talked about John Henry being kind of wacko crazy last week or the week before, and
That
not
was
getting
last week. Last week.
not getting a very good review. Well, I'm going to say that here, but give it a good review because unlike that, this movie knows what it is. This is a B movie. This could have came out of the 80s, and you wouldn't have known any better. Um, it's really pulpy, horrible but fun dialogue. Lots of kills. It's fun. I've always loved William Sadler. I don't know. He was on the Roswell TV show back in the day, and he's a character actor. He's the president in Iron Man. He pops up. Stephen Lang since Avatar has been having on a roll to a degree. This Don't Breathe, And Fred Williamson, I've been wondering where he's been since Dusk Till Dawn, and he's also another guy who I guess is just at the bar always.
He's just hanging at they're all just hanging at the VFW. All you had to go is just turn up to the local. You'd be fine.
So yeah, man, this is just it's a fun pulpy time. Bloody, bloody fun. I even kind of like the villain here. The girl doesn't get very much development. That's definitely a downfall to it. And you can definitely tell the budget here at times as well. But if you're just looking for, it's a simple premise. It's defending your territory with some decent character actors here. I had a good time. I'm gonna give it 3 stars.
Well, that's a lot better than what I thought it was going to be, because when I looked at the previews, I was like, well, I don't know, but if it's 99 cents, I'll probably get it tonight. If
Get
it's
it tonight.
99 cents, and then I'll watch that along with something else that I'll review later as well.
Yeah,
so I'll make sure this week I'll just keep going. I'll keep going for that. What's the next film we got for you? What do you got? You want me to? Yeah, go ahead. You tell us about it.
Next up on the list is a film, Semper that just came out recently as well. It's on demand for Xfinity is how I saw it. Let's see here. Cal is a dedicated cop who also serves as a sergeant in the Marine Corps Reserves. When his half-brother lands in jail for accidentally killing a man, Cal and his buddies hatch a plan to break him out of prison no matter what the cost. This stars Jai Courtney, Nat Wolff, Finn Wittrock, Arturo Castro, Bo Knapp, and Lean Mister here. Jack Courtney, for a guy who got some flack, I think he's starting to put together a really decent resume here. And it's actually the acting that it does lift this thing up. Again, kind of like the last movie. It lifts it up based on the performances here. I've loved both Wolf brothers. I do have a hard time telling them apart. Which one is this the Hereditary guy or the Death Note guy, or is that all the same guy and there's another one? I don't know, but they're both really good.
It's almost like the Baldwins or the Hemsworths. After a little bit, they kind of get confused.
No, they're like twins. So no, this is harder.
Oh, okay,
this
they're
is
twins.
harder.
Oh, okay.
I can tell Alec and Steven from the other two, and I know the Hemsworth pretty well.
And they're like the Sprouse boys, the Sprouse boys. Then.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, Dylan and Cole. Which I just found out only one of them. It's just one of them now trying it anymore. The other one stopped.
Well, no, he was in. He did the other one just recently. I reviewed that one. It wasn't Dylan. It was the other one.
Oh, they're both still doing stuff. Are you sure?
I think he does one very periodically, and the other one just likes to act.
Oh, okay, maybe. Okay, maybe one's trying harder than. Okay, maybe. I thought I just whatever. Semper Fi.
Semper Fi. We're focusing. Stay focused here.
Yeah, I don't know if I totally love the end concept of this. I enjoyed the first part of this kind of tumultuous relationship between these two. You find out that he left at an early age and kind of left his little brother behind, and to a kind of an abusive family and whatnot, and there's some really good tense scenes between these two. It's you kind of end with feeling a little accomplished there when things are going off right and wrong. Of course, things don't always go as planned, and yeah, I just kind of thought it was pretty comfortably made. There's gonna be a theme in my movie reviews. This didn't happen on purpose here, but again, I'm gonna give it 3 stars.
That's good though. I've gone through that rut. You've gone through that rut, so you're going through it right now.
Both of them they're very capable. They don't get, like I said, they both have their flaws here. I don't know if I totally believed what was going on here. I mean, some contrived stuff here, but the performances, the direction lifted up.
Okay. The next one we have is called The Weeknd. Now, is this The Weeknd singer in this one? Before I even start, I just wanted to.
It does not appear.
Oh, okay. So this one's called The Weeknd. It's an acerbic really? An acerbic comedian. What's that mean? An acerbic comedian becomes romantically entangled with her ex, his new girlfriend, and another guest during a weekend giveaway. Why getaway? Why haven't I seen this? This sounds like a great rom-com. Starring Sashir Zamata. My phone just went blank. Tony Bell, Jan. Oh, sorry. Oh God, what is that? There's a YL, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna go with Yalan Noel, DeWanda Wise, and Kim Whitley.
Yeah, actually, This is something I recommend for you. I really do. I think it's right up your alley. I checked it out because I enjoyed Shazir. She was on SNL for a little while. Never totally broke out. I don't know if it was just lack of writing for her or what, but I've always enjoyed her presence. She's actually guest starring here and there on the Tracy Morgan show, Last OG. Kim Whitley, who's been around forever, and then both the male actors as well. I've seen little things I've seen of them. I've enjoyed. So I checked this out. It was on again Xfinity on demand. It was a recent release, so give it a try. And yeah, it's a very tight comedy. In fact, this is I believe 95% of the cast. It's all taking place at this little cottage on the weekend here. She brings her ex-boyfriend somehow gets tagged along, and now a new love interest as well is kind of popping up. And again, it just there's some really good like kind of decent dialogue scenes here between both couples here. Even some more revelations with the mom character towards the end that are kind of interesting and whatnot. So yeah, I liked it. It's a very simple, kind of slower movie, but I enjoyed it again. Guess what?
I'm gonna go with a
Yeah, 3 stars here. It's a simple film. I feel like it has fallen under the radar. I don't think I had heard of it until just going through the list and luckily seeing Sajir and wanted to watch because of her. And yeah, no, I enjoyed it though.
like I said, I'm very surprised this one snuck past my radar. But I will definitely give this one probably I don't know, we'll have to watch it, but it sounds like it's a great premise, especially with the uncomfortableness of the ex-boyfriend and the boyfriend being there. I know, is it like the question I have for you, is it almost like one of those bedroom comedies where you have a door shut here and there maybe, or do they have any of those type of scenes?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. A bedroom comedy with a door shuts?
Well, no, it's like a lot of doors opening and closing, and people go in this way and that way. That's what I call a bedroom comedy as well.
I mean,
Kind of
a little bit, yeah. I mean, like, there's like, for instance, the ex-boyfriend says, "I'm gonna get a drink of water," and he goes to talk to the ex-girlfriend, and later on, she's like, "How long did that drink of water take?" And yeah. So, I mean,
oh.
I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
I was just thinking more
doors
of a.
shut, yes.
Okay, fine. Okay. Um, no, I will check that one out.
I'm
I
gonna
will.
Google bedroom door shutting comedy and see if there's anyone knows what we're talking about.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's like one of those things where somebody sneaks off to one room and another person sneaks off to this room and this person sneaks off to the next room.
No, because there's the
Something
only
like
mix up is her and the ex boyfriend. Like that's the kind of ones like
that.
he's
Oh,
the
okay.
kind of guy that's caught and her caught between. So like the other two couples, the current love interest and then the ex boyfriend's girlfriend, they don't they're not going anywhere.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
Okay,
I don't know.
I think I get what you're saying now more.
It's one of those bedroom comedies. So,
Yeah, top 10 bedroom comedy is coming up soon.
okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh man.
Oh yeah, we got one more here for you. We got a stand-up special coming up. One of my favorites. He was in my top 10 a few weeks ago. Patton Oswalt. I love everything. Oswalt discussing turning 50, buying a house, and experiencing existential dread at Denny's. This stars, of course, Patton Oswalt. Oddly enough, I haven't finished this, even though he was in my top 10. Sorry, but I didn't finish it. I must listen to I don't know interviews and his sets on stand-up specials because I know at first there's a couple bits I definitely had heard actually in the opening.
Yeah,
Um,
he might have, they might have played those for you just to hear if you were to listen, here and there, maybe a snippet here and
yeah,
there. But the one that hits home for me was the Denny's. How they take forever to wait on you, and they'll give you a drink and then they'll leave you for like 20 minutes to think about everything. And so it's basically what he says. He's like, no, you don't even order it. They just bring it to you. Here's your cup of coffee, dear. And then and she lets you ruminate about your issues, about your life and the problems that brought you here to Denny's. And it's just a great. I love Denny's. You like Denny's,
we
and
go
I think
there together.
and I think he deeply really likes Denny's because he really talks about the mascots and a whole bunch of other things about it. But yeah, I found this one wonderful. It was very entertaining. There was probably one or two spots that kind of just a little bit dragged, but that's fine because he made up for it with some outstandingly good laughs. I had my all. I gave it a thumbs up. I gave this one a good 4.5 stars. Like I said, it did drag, and I think about midway through, it kind of, and then it kind of came back. But that, again, because I just didn't probably care about the subject matter that was being told. So at the end of the day, though, I gave it 4.5 stars for Patton Oswalt, this new stand-up on Netflix.
No, very good, man. No, I look forward to checking out the rest of it. And I've heard a couple sources talking about the Denny's, so look forward to seeing that.
Yeah. The next thing we have, we're actually. I like this. I like that we have this segment in our show now. I think this is a great segment that we've actually started. Hey, thanks to the apocalypse outside, this helps us all. The TV show talk. So we have TV talk, and and the first one up is Space Force on Netflix. Greg Daniels and Steve Carell co put this together. And to me, it's a fun. I enjoy it. Every so far, I'm on episode 4 or 5 or something like that, or 4. And to me, it's still keeping my interest. I've heard bad things, but there was, but I'm like, you know what? Put those naysayers behind. Let me watch this like I want to watch it. And to me, it just runs smooth. Carell plays it dry, almost, to a point where it's comedic when he does pull those parts, especially with the monkey in space scene, and and John Malkovich is just spot on as the most annoying scientist that you'd ever want to employ, and I enjoy it. So yeah, so what did you think about this so far?
Yeah, I'm similar to you. I think, I'm trying to think of where I'm at. Yeah, probably close to you, maybe 4 in currently of this series, and I'm probably gonna definitely get through it. I'd imagine by next show, or at least that show after, because we're gonna film the next one maybe soon, depending on Ryan. I'll be done with it because it is something I'm going back to every night and watching an episode or two. I don't maybe like it a little less than you. There are definitely times where I don't know if the humor totally lands, and I don't think the laughs are that loud always. But it is. It's enjoyable, huh?
They make you chuckle. That's
it's chuckling, smiling humor. I mean, it's definitely, but it's early too. I think as we're coming along and finding the characters, even Ben Schwartz, he's only in the pilot very briefly. He gets fired very quickly, and he's detained.
We don't even know what's going on with Lisa Kudrow and how she wound up where she's at. So
yeah, I'm waiting for that revelation. Lisa Kudrow, you find in episode 1, so it's not really too much of a spoiler. For some reason, she's in jail,
and we don't know why. So I can't wait. And his daughter is just a mess. But she still wants her father.
They didn't want to move to this town here, and you got other people, Jimmy O Yang from Silicon Valley, the late Fred Willard's in the first couple ones as well. I don't know if he's in it more later on. I'm not sure, but yeah, no, I mean it's definitely palatable, and even the crew at the 4-star general meetings, you got Patrick Warburton and Jane Lynch and Noah Emmerich, and so it's got a good crew.
Who was the Coast Guard guy? I've seen him a lot. He was in
I want to say Larry Joe Campbell from the Jim Belushi show.
Yeah, according to Jim, that was his cousin or brother-in-law or something like that.
Brother-in-law, maybe. Yeah, I know he's in every episode. He's the friend or brother-in-law. Yeah, so yeah. In front of him, get out of here.
He's the Coast Guard.
Well, yeah, it's palatable. I still have a feeling kind of like, because again, if you look at The Office and Parks and Rec and Big Bang Theory, it has definitely potential to grow if this gets picked up for season 2 and 3. I don't know how long they can keep going. Steve Carell's usually a pretty busy dude, so he might only want to do a couple seasons. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely palatable, enjoyable fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next thing. So the next thing, you watch this. I've heard different reviews about it, so I want to see what your fresh take is. HBO Max. You're the dude who has it. But Love Life with Anna Kendrick. It's an original for just HBO Max. So tell us about it. That's sexual harassment, sir. This Me Too world.
She okayed. So Love Life on HBO Max. Yeah, I gave it a try. I'm doing the 7-day trial just to take a look at it here. Right now, there's not much new to HBO. I was going to talk about a little bit in the news. So I guess I'll focus just on the show here because I'll talk a little bit more about the channel in a little bit here. But Love Life, brand new series directly on the Max channel. And yeah, I like this, and I think you'll enjoy it a lot, actually, if you ever get to see it. It's very much an amalgamation, though, of things we have seen. This is How I Met Your Mother with a little bit of, what was the recent one? High Fidelity, with a little bit of 500 Days of Summer with narration. Basically, the setup is, she's looking for love, and she's never really had it, and here's the stories of all the loves that she's had, and you see her first major boyfriend in episode 1, and of course that ends, and there's a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end of the first one, so it looks like we're going to follow that suit. There's only 3 available right now. I only saw the first one. I watched the pilot here, and it's enjoyable, but it is very kind of cliche. Like I said, I really felt like they watched 3-4 rom-coms and just like took a little bit from each. You know what I mean? Like I said, the whole just mystery, like I said, of like High Fidelity, of we're going to visit probably several boyfriends, and we're going to have to figure out, which one's the end, which one's the love of her life. I wouldn't be surprised if kind of like I Love Simon or other things where you find out it's the first guy. Maybe the first guy will be back. I don't know. But again, I think it's definitely watchable, enjoyable, held up a little bit more by my future wife, Anna Kendrick. So, in real life, her love life's right here. But
she has to make this serious to figure out it's you all along.
Spoiler alert, episode 10, I walk in. Yeah.
But no, I have thought about this, but again, right now, as you're seeing, to me, HBO Max doesn't have a lot to offer right at this moment, so it might behoove me to wait until next year to even look at it.
Behoove, because like I said, there's only that they're releasing every week, I believe. I think I saw the next one's out maybe in a few days. I want to say a Thursday. I could be wrong, but yeah. So wait until there's more out. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that here in a minute.
Okay, cool. The next one we have is another one. I love the movie. You love the movie. It's a free taste. Jennifer Connelly's in it. I can't remember that guy. I know he's from Hamilton, I believe.
Daveed Diggs.
Yes, and it's called Snowpiercer. So tell me about this fresh take because it looks great on TNT.
Yeah. So again, I've only seen the pilot. I have the rest on my DVR. I was gonna watch the second one yesterday and then watch something else here. So yeah, it's based on it's like the movie here. The low class is at the very end, the high class at the beginning of the train. There's no life outside as far as anyone knows here, and that kind of struggle for equality and class and whatnot here. This is definitely a slower burn. It does get there is some action finally towards the end of the first episode, some really big, bloody, violent kind of action that you saw in the movie rather. But it's a slower burn here. Daveed Diggs plays he's a former homicide detective, and that's why they grab him and bring him to higher places of the train because they're trying to solve a murder before it gets out and alerts the higher class patrons here. So it's definitely a slower burn here. I do wonder. I'm just a little bit afraid that they're going to try to stretch it too much because I do wonder, if it's a hit, how much more can you do past the season? You know what I mean?
Like maybe a lot of Lost type things. Where you start going behind the scenes.
One setting here. I mean, as you said, we both are big fans of the movie here. But I do fear because even in this one, I felt like, okay, they're doing a decent job at it, but setting up a lot of stuff to where it's definitely going to be stretched there. You know what I mean? And the overall goal to find out who the conductor is, just like the first one. Who is the conductor? So
yeah. And that's what I was thinking in this film. In this movie or this TV show. I apologize. I was thinking, if anything, they could do one big long miniseries, in this season only, like a one shot. But it sounds like it's getting hella ratings, and so they may actually make this an actual second season. Third, they're trying to think down the line. But again, like you say, it's a train. Where else can you go unless you go backwards before the train, and try to balance out each character.
Yeah.
That
you could, but then that always like I said before with prequels, that sucks out a lot of the tension. That wouldn't have been a bad idea though if this season 1 had been about the battle to the train, because the show does start off unlike the movie. The show does start off slightly before the train starts, people battling to get their last seats. In fact, Daveed Diggs and several others, they're actually what do you say? Like they forced their way onto the train, like they weren't supposed to be on the train.
They're train jumpers.
Basically, yeah. So that could have been a good idea for season 1. I mean, I feel like it's a little too late now, but maybe.
Yeah, that would actually, been even cooler because then you could get to that train. Maybe first half of the season get you to the train, and then
Yeah,
the next season start that up so you can have a season two.
yeah.
Again,
TNT, where were you, man? Could have called us. We could have helped you for another season.
absolutely. It took them a long time for it to hit the United States anyway, and it took them a long time to get this show going. So they had time. They had time to call us. They had time. So this is something that we've been wanting to do for a while, and I don't know why it took us forever. Those lovely ladies in the back, and I don't mean anything
Will
bad
they
by it.
make our list? Will they not?
Yeah, and it's possible that that one back there or that one over there. I'm bad with names at this moment, but yes, any of them. Kate Beckinsale and Drew Barrymore. Who knows?
I will
Uh,
say this: the one or more do make my list, but not that many behind me.
I'm looking at behind you right now, and I'm going to spoil none because I don't think I have any of these ladies on the list. I might. Hold on. May. I think.
Just stick with May, man. I want to hear your list fresh, baby. I
Yeah.
your list. You don't know mine is the top 10 actresses. Well, our favorite actresses here. It's whoever, sparkles our heart the most. The top 10 actresses.
Absolutely. I want you to start it off this time because I started the last one. I want you to start this one.
My number 10, and there is a couple actresses on here with a brief footnote that I have some gaps, and maybe if I didn't have the gaps, maybe they'd be higher, but it is what it is. My number 10 is Kate Blanchett. Uh, just always a welcome to the movies, has a really good track record, too. Brought some life as one of the great Marvel villains in Thor Ragnarok, of course, popped up in Lord of the Rings. Blue Jasmine. I know you're not a Woody Allen fan, but she was great in that. Just Kate Blanchett. I love her. Uh, what do you got?
My number 10 is Viola Davis. Viola Davis, we see her in Troop Zero. We saw her in Fences and Suicide Squad. And just that little bit right there is an eclectic amount. The Help as well. Fantastic performances always given by her. Very emotional. And I enjoy every time I see her. She's one of those that actually, these actresses, as you say, they're the ones who kind of pull us to a movie, maybe, or even if we see it on TV or something. These actresses are the ones that bring me into the theater. And Viola Davis starts it out number 10.
Good one, good one. Definitely one that I contemplated making mine. Did she? I don't know. Now, my number 9 is Emily Blunt. From first time I at least saw her, Devil Wears Prada. Even when she's kicking ass in Edge of Tomorrow or A Quiet Place, Emily Blunt just brings a force to the screen. Like I said, Edge of Tomorrow, big ass kicker, and then when she needs to be softer and motherly, she can do that. A love interest, she can do that. Just very versatile actress. That hopefully we have many more years to come of her. And yeah, big Emily Bluntster right here.
My number 9, I remember. I'm trying to remember the movie. I know what the first movie was that I ever saw her in, and that was in The Professional. The second was Beautiful Girls. And then later on she became a big household name with going mainstream with Star Wars, and that is Natalie Portman. Her Black Swan performance, unbelievable. Even in Zoolander, her little brief periods, V for Vendetta, you name it, she is to me one that just pulls you in. She was fabulous. If you've never seen The Professional, you need to look at it. She carries that show more than anyone. That because it was a lot of pressure for that young girl, and you just see that she has the professional and the stamina to do it well. Thor, again, she's going to be coming back to the new Thor as well later on next year. But yeah, to me, she is like Beautiful Girls. If you ever watch it, the scene with her and I think it's Tim Hutton, where he's just, and they just kind of, it's kind of inappropriate, but it's not. They kind of both flirt back and forth, even though she's 16 in the film. But at the same time, you can see she can carry a scene with him. And it's, if you haven't seen Beautiful Girls, watch it. It is unbelievable. Michael Rappaport, Matt Dillon, I think Rosie O'Donnell's in it in the most palatable role that I've ever seen her in. There's a lot of good actresses and actors in that film, and but Natalie Portman though stands out amongst them all to me.
That's a good choice. I haven't seen Beautiful Girls. You stole me on it with that cast. And I love Natalie Portman so much. I might talk about her too later.
Oh, good.
Um, so we do have one in common so far. My number 8, yes, sue me. She's this low on my list, but still in the top 10, so you can't get that mad at me. My number 8 is Meryl Streep, the boss of Devil Wears Prada. I didn't do that on purpose, but Devil Wears Prada went back to back and forth with each other. This is another one where there's gaps in here. A lot of her earlier stuff I necessarily haven't seen, but I've seen that. I've seen Doubt. I've seen Julie and Julia, Florence Sponsor. Dutch's favorite movie of last year, The Laundromat. She absolutely delivers in The Laundromat. And
You were so wrong with that. Oh my God, it was an awful film.
and of course, Stuck on You. She's just fantastic. Anything she's in, she gets nominated for a bubblegum commercial, for the Oscars. So Meryl Streep is my number 8.
My number 8. She may be low on the list of some, but she's not in my book. But she could be because there's so many actresses. But I had to put her on the list. She was in Fargo. She carried the 3 billboards. She had that vendetta, and boy, did she do it well. And Moonrise Kingdom and Almost Famous. You just keep naming these movies, Hail Caesar, whatever. Frances McDormand, unbelievable actress. I just love her. She's a great character actor, even a lead actress. I mean, no matter what she does, she's gold, and that's what I love. So Frances McDormand, and it doesn't hurt to have a husband who writes pretty well too. So go ahead. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is, you talked about her before, from Leon to now. That's Natalie Portman, man. I love me some Natalie Portman. I think she is so freaking good here, man. Even what was it? Vox Lux last year. A great multifaceted performance here. You said Leon, Black Swan, Closer,
Yeah.
even Vendetta. Of course, you mentioned her popping up, of course, the Star Wars prequels as well, and so many other things. She is definitely one of those people that, if she's involved, I'm that much more interested. I actually just saw her space movie, Lucy in the Sky. Is that it? Is on HBO Max.
Yes.
Probably just on HBO, but it's on HBO Max. I thought about throwing that on just because of her. So yeah, I think Natalie Portman is multifaceted. Even in something like a rom-com with Ashton Kutcher, no strings attached, she brings to another level. So just whatever you throw her in, she can accomplish.
Man, my number 7, she is a legend in Hollywood. And when I say legend, she is so good. She played Cleopatra. She was in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. She was in The Giant, Red National Velvet, I believe it was called. I think it was National Velvet. As well, Elizabeth Taylor, also the voice of Maggie Simpson. Don't forget that. So yes, Elizabeth Taylor is my number 7. She was not just a beauty in a picture. She was a hell of an actress. If you ever want to watch a good one, watch, to me, The Giant with Rock Hudson, James Dean, and herself. Unbelievable. And that was the first time I ever sat down and, I've watched other films, but this one, I just looked at it and I was in awe of her acting. And from there on, I kind of I want to look at more. And I did. But to me, she's number 7 on the list because there's other people who are better, but I got to put her on. She's just good.
Awesome. I've seen none of those movies. My number 6 is Amy Adams. Amy Adams, always a pleasure. Doubt again. Doubt. What a great cast in Doubt. I've named 2 actors from Doubt. You had Viola Davis. That whole cast. And Philip Seymour Hoffman was in my top 10 actors. What a movie that is for actors.
Yes.
American Hustle, Arrival. And one of my favorites, man, Enchanted. She is so enchanting and enchanted. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, man, I love her from big parts. You can find her. She's in one episode of The Office. She's in Undeclared. Big parts from that to Oscar nominee and probably even winner. I don't know.
By the way, let me interrupt. She was also in Smallville. I did watch an episode. She was in Smallville. She was the girl who sucked the life and the fat out of all her boyfriends.
So there you go. See, like from big parts in Smallville and The Office to being in one of my top 10 actresses, Amy Adams.
My number six. Um, she's been around for a while. She's been around for a long time. She's played the ever so loved mom on Downton Abbey. She's been in. She played Professor McGonagall, I believe, in the Harry Potter films, and she was, she was in the second best exotic Marigold Hotel, along with the first one as well. Maggie Smith. She is to me a treasure just to watch on screen. She is just just to listen to her. I could watch her just spin a yarn all day long on screen. And I do actually, if I see that she's in it, I will look at it and I will say I want to watch it. So Maggie Smith, just a great professional, great actress, and her body of work goes further back as well. I think she was even in the Sherlock Gnomes, I believe. So she's
So
everywhere.
is Emily Blunt.
Yeah, so there you go. Our actresses all work together as a one in a community. So yes, Maggie Smith, number six.
Alrighty, I'm just gonna change backgrounds there just for fun. My number five coming up here. You can be scared of her, you can love her. That's what I think a true actor or actress is. My number five is Kathy Bates. Popping up and stuff like Misery, Richard Jewell, Revolutionary Road, and as of course, my mama, Bobby Boucher's mama in Waterboy, and so many others here. Kathy Bates, always a pleasure. Popping up multiple roles recently on American Horror Story on TV. Yeah, like I said, man, you're fucking scared of her in Misery, and then she was so great in Richard Jewell. She got nominated for that last year. Playing the mother of poor Richard here, and then that great teleconference scene with her and that. And yeah, I absolutely love me some Kathy Bates.
My number five. Let's continue with the cast of The Help. Octavia Spencer. Yes, Octavia Spencer. She's showing, she was the only bright spot in the worst movie I ever saw called The Shack. So she was the only bright spot. Okay. And if you can say she's the bright spot, she's a hell of an actress because that movie was garbage. Self-Made is also a good film. I haven't really reviewed that yet. We'll probably talk about that late next week. Onward, she was also in that. Doolittle, Hidden Figures, The Help, as we said, Fruitville Station. She is just catching fire, and I want her more. She was in Ma, I believe, right? Was that the name of that? So
yeah, she played Ma.
So she was in Ma. So she could play a lot of versatile roles, and she's not afraid to. And that's what I think that's what's great about her. And I think that's why she's on my radar more often than not, is because she puts in great performances. I haven't seen Ma yet, but I was like kind of intrigued. I just don't like the idea of the whole movie. The only reason why I watched The Shack was because I could have got a free film, and I bollocks that one up big time. But Octavia Spencer is my number five.
Yeah, dude, much love to Octavia Spencer here. I've always thought she was a great actress here, and a true person too. That it took a while for her to really pop out. I'm looking at her filmography here just for fun, and here's some of her characters' names: Works nurse, woman in elevator, waitress, elegant guest, baby nurse, waitress.
Yeah,
Nurse number two, security guard, neighbor in alley, unemployment clerk. It took her a while to finally pop out, but I absolutely love her, man. She's definitely somebody. I don't know if you mentioned Shape of Water. She's fantastic in it as well here. So.
yeah, I didn't mention that, and I forgive me for not mentioning it because she was the only one that was talking real sense. Why would you want to date this guy? Why?
So she's got a warm part in my heart here. Here's somebody I doubt she's in your 10, but I think you'll agree that she's pretty damn fantastic, and it's still pretty early. My number four is Cerise Ronan. I just saw her.
Saoirse is her name. Yeah,
Saoirse.
Saoirse.
S. Ronan is a fantastic actress. Little Women, Atonement, Brooklyn, even the lead in the action Hannah, and yeah, I just think anytime she pops up, she's again got just a great track record. I don't know if she's got a smart agent or if she's just a smart reader herself of scripts, because I think her worst movie is still pretty watchable. Yeah, I think this is another one, man, that I look forward to. Hopefully she's not looking into pulling a Daniel Day-Lewis and retiring, because I want to see much of her to come.
No, the one movie I don't know if you said it. I was listening to all the ones. I just didn't probably hear it. But it's a hauntingly beautiful of the Lovely Bones.
Yeah,
That
I
with
didn't say,
Stanley,
but yeah.
yeah, Stanley Tucci and all that. But yeah, to me, that's where I saw her for the first time, and I was like, who is this girl? She's a hell of an actress. And so to be able to see her from the Lovely Bones to what she's done now is unbelievable. And you're correct. Everything she's done is just to me gold. It's to she's erupted, and we've just seen probably the tip of her talents right now. And I can't wait to see more of them as time goes on. I'm very happy for her, 100%. Mine, let me tell you, Little Miss Sunshine. You know, is that something
Breslin?
about your is that your hereditary issue? Are you talking about a boy? No, I am talking about Tony
Tony
Collette.
Collette.
That's who I'm talking about. Tony Collette to me is and also in Knives Out, unbelievably fun. Hearts Out Loud and a few others. To me, she's one of those who've all of a sudden found a niche somewhere. You know what I'm saying? She's always been good in her past filmographies, but now people are finally discovering she can lead in a movie. She can even have a great small part and shine like nobody's business. I'm glad that this is happening for her, and people are loving it, and I'm loving it. Toni Collette is my number four, and I don't know what else to say. I mean, I just love her as an actress. She's just fun to watch.
No, she's great, man. I definitely have no qualms with her. Another good the actor challenge is United States of Terra, where she has multiple
Yeah.
personalities, and within one episode, sometimes you'll see three distinct performances, or four or however many, and she's great in that. And yeah, like you said, even Hereditary, which people still to this day think she got snubbed for. Say what you will about the movie, I like the movie. Not ever. It's a very polarizing movie, but she's fantastic in it.
And
Uh,
one of the movies that I'll just bring it a long way down. She was. It's a very never watched film. I don't know if you've even seen it yet, but
we agreed on this. Yeah, this is
yeah,
a gem for an uncut gem, an underrated
yeah,
gem.
yeah. So she just puts on a great mother figure. So go ahead, tell me what you got for number three, my good man.
Here's one that plays both a great mother and a bad mother sometimes. If there's one weird movie where she plays a very odd mother, Julian Moore, Kids Are Alright, Magnolia, Freeheld. I just think she has such a presence here. Another one very versatile here. Um, just great if you a small part, a leading lady, a love interest, whatever you need from her, she can deliver. Julian Moore is my number three.
My number, I can't fight you on that. I love Julia Moore. She was actually one of the names I had on another list, and I was like, I gotta condense it. There's so many, and I gotta really think. And people who missed my list, Julian Moore, Ingrid Bergman, things like that. Those people did miss my list, and I apologize to them and their agents. Um, but my number three, let me sing you a song, and you tell me what movie I'm thinking of, okay? Moon River. That's all I know. Moon River.
Uh, was that
Da, 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 da.
Terry Crews
Oh.
and White Chicks?
No, no, no. It could have been, but no, it wasn't. I am talking the great late Audrey Hepburn. Breakfast at Tiffany's, the Doctor Doolittle, My Fair Lady, I mean. I don't know. She seems like she's red. But then the last movie I did see her in when I was a child, probably about a teen, about 1989, it was Always. And she played an angel. And this was before she died of cancer. But yeah, even then, not only was she a beautiful lady, but an also great actress, and she was taken way too soon for everybody around us. But I just find just if you look at the body of work, I'm just pulling it up right now. Um, it just I don't know. A Nun Story is pretty good. Sabrina, Roman Holiday. Oh my God, Roman Holiday. I forgot she was even in that. But yes, that's another one. But yeah, so if you get a chance, check out some of her backlogs. And Audrey Hepburn is one of my favorites, especially Breakfast at Tiffany's. Her and just Short for Park, being able to dance her a little bit. And so yeah, watch
Very nice, very nice. My number two, right
that.
here. Not a great picture of her because it's from Monster. My number two is Charlize Theron. Uh,
Oh, I might be talking about her a little later.
oh, okay, dang. Both top fives. Good for her. Um, Screw all those awards. You made the show about show's top five. That's your accolade of your life. Yeah, man. I like I said, man. Something I've always been tickled by actors is versatility, and she does it here, man. Mad Max Fury Road, Tully, Monster. Even in lighter affair, she got a Netflix show, or is it Netflix show or movie? But she looks like a badass in that one. That looks like something different here.
Oh
Uh,
yes, the movie coming out. It's where she's like she doesn't look like she can die or something like that.
yeah, she'll. I think yeah, they can heal. They basically look like they're Wolverine or the Terminator. It's kind of what they look like.
Yeah.
And no, but I mean, I just think she's always such a presence. She can deliver those Oscar-worthy performances. She can have fun. What was it, the one with Seth Rogen? She's really funny and charming in that one recently about her trying to be a politician and whatnot. So yeah, Charlize Theron, very deservingly. Horrible
Yeah. Well,
photo.
I don't know where we're going to talk about her, but I'll tell you who my number two is. Are you ready for my number two? Are you sitting down? I think you're sitting down. Hey, is that some eternal sunshine coming out of your head? I think it could be. Maybe we've already driven this into an iceberg where you'd find her with Titanic. Maybe some Sense and Sensibility. Maybe something like that. Well, no, we're going to talk about Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet, God knows, she is the best actress. Number two on my list. Sense and Sensibility. God, what other ones have she? There's so many. The Mountain Between Us with Idris Alba. Wonder Wheel was not bad.
I just saw it this week.
Yeah, and that's the Woody Allen film, right?
I was gonna say, it's a Woody Allen movie. You just said it's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. Well, that's a compliment to Woody Allen because I hate Woody Allen films. But again, why? Because Kate Winslet was good. But yeah, to me, she is
So was
so
Timberlake.
good. The dressmaker was just a great little piece of her. She was a very evil woman and insurgent. So yeah, to me, she's an all-around actress. You could love her, you could hate her, and despise her more than you could hate her. So if you could go past all that and then fall back in love with her again, to me, she was always one of those great films. And she could always, if you ever watch Extras, have you seen Extras yet?
Oh, of course. I love extras. And how she
Remember the scene?
predicts her future.
Yes, Ricky Gervais basically tells her, if you're in this scene, you're this right here will get you an Oscar, be in a Holocaust movie or something. And years later, she was, and she won the Oscar for it. So it's fabulous. But yeah, to me, she's my number two.
And I think she got an Emmy off of that role itself. I think she got like a guest starring Emmy just for that extras role.
Yeah, to me, if you haven't seen any of the extras, just Google that episode, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievably good.
Just
So
check out that whole series. That's a separate point, though. But yeah, check out
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. So what's your number one, my big fella?
My number one. I don't know why you haven't mentioned her. I mean, come on. You should have known she would make my list. And, I didn't necessarily at the beginning go number one, but when I was doing it, I had to do it, man. Kate Winslet, man. I mean, you mentioned some stuff here. The Reader is the movie she won the Oscar for finally after multiple
Yes.
nominations, playing trying to redeem herself kind of character. Revolutionary Road, her very dramatic re-team with Leonardo DiCaprio. And of course, my favorite movie of all time, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Clementine. I've fallen in love with her many times, as you can said. She can play that pulpy villain. She was also the villain in 999, an action flick a few years ago, Insurgent. You can fall in love with her. You can feel for her. Some great scene stealing stuff here. She's an actress that no matter what she does, I'm automatically interested in whatever it is. And yeah, I just think she is so wonderful. Little children, so many good things.
Well, so that just leaves one actress, and which is hilarious for both of us, by the way. If you know who your number two is, you know who my number one is, and that number one was in Hancock. Yes, I forgave her for Hancock, but yes, that is Charlize Theron. The first time I ever saw Charlize Theron was in I think it was 2 Days in the Valley, and it is a wonderful. I don't know. It's just one of those other movies that no one really watches. James Spader's in it, where he's with her, and that Terry Hatcher. I apologize, Terry Hatcher, and Danny Aiello is also in it. But yeah, it's a great ensemble, and Eric Stoltz as well. So that's where I was first introduced to Charlize Theron, and of course in That Thing You Do, and a few others. A lot of, like I said, played a lot of bit parts, but she always stood out in those bit parts. And then of course, as you said, Monster just eclipsed everything that she ever did, because she really went in for that role. And I was like, when I watched it, I didn't even know that was her at first, because I was like, I thought Charlize Theron was going to be in this movie. Where is she? And then I was like, oh, that's her, So yeah, to me, she's very versatile. I also forgive her for the Fast and Furious movies, but
What about Reindeer Games?
Reindeer Games was actually pretty good. I actually own that on DVD of all things. Don't ask me why. I just like Charlize Theron.
I don't even mean to be mean, because I do agree it's not as bad as people say it is.
No, it's not bad. I do own it though on DVD. It's one that I could watch. So yeah, so Charlize Theron is my number one. So we're not that far off for once.
That's crazy, because other than Natalie Portman, we were pretty different. I liked a lot of your choices. Like
I like yours too.
Almost honorable mentions, several of them: Octavia, Viola. But then the last two, we were spot on, but flipped. We both had our 1 and 2 same, just 2 was 1 and 1 was 2.
Yeah, which I like. I mean, we both like the same actresses, but we also, so that we don't just like the same movies, and so that helps with our death. So you want to go over our top 10 again one more time, just for the listeners?
Yeah, but let's go with our top 10 actresses. My 10 is 10, Cate Blanchett; 9, Emily Blunt; 8, Meryl Streep; 7, Natalie Portman; 6, Amy Adams; 5, Kathy Bates; 4, Saoirse Ronan; 3, Julianne Moore; 2, Charlize Theron; and number 1, before I marry Anna Kendrick, it's Kate Winslet.
So my number 10 is Viola Davis. Number 9, Natalie Portman. 8, Frances McDormand. 7, Elizabeth Taylor. Number 6, Maggie Smith. Number 5, Octavia Spencer. Number 4, Toni Collette. Number 3, Audrey Hepburn. Number 2, Kate Winslet. And my number 1 actress, Charlize Theron. Love her. Yeah, she's just a great actress. And I didn't even mean for her to be number 1. It just happened organically, which is always a good thing. So I'm excited about this, because I don't know. I don't really have that many notes, but I do have one subject I want to talk about later on in this thing. So just remind me to jump in anytime. But because I get lost in your baby greens or hazels or whatever that is. I don't know what is it, brown hazels? I'm not sure. Anyway.
What? My eyes?
Yeah, your eyes.
No,
your
they're like blue-green.
Your blue-green hazel eyes. So anyway, I will get lost once you start. So it's time for our favorite subject, the news and notable stuff.
News and notables coming out for the week here. It's June 1st now currently. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about HBO Max. It's a new big streaming service here. Big hubbubaloo about HBO Max. Not a hell of a lot new on it right now at the first second here. As you mentioned, Love Life, first 3 episodes, Anna Kendrick, that's out. I want to say reality show Legendary. Some new Looney Tunes cartoons that are usually about 10 to 15 minutes. Those are out there as well. And a very odd Elmo talk show is on there as well, called Elmo's Not So Late Talk Show. Are you muted on purpose?
Yeah, I muted because I had a cough, and then I thought, well, I'll just leave it on for now.
I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to this technology, so I've never seen that before. I watched an episode of Elmo's thing. I just kind of looked at it like I'm not really sure who's it for because it starred guest starred John Mulaney and Lil Nas X.
So it's almost like Alf or Space Ghost. When they used to do.
No, because it's just a lot like simpler and cuter and like. So what are you doing this weekend? Like I just don't think like it was too childish for me. But I can't see a kid giving a shit about John Mulaney, and then like Little Nas X is probably more of like a teenager kind of guy. Like I don't know. I just it's like a weird mix. It's not something I'm gonna go back to. I don't hate it by any means.
You got to go back to it because I need to know who else is on this show.
The first one is I don't remember. I don't remember. See, there's three of them. There's three of them, just like Love Life, and I clicked on the Mulaney one. Jimmy Fallon's on the premiere. Jimmy Fallon.
So you feel a little guilty watching that Elmo show?
I don't feel guilty. I just it doesn't draw me in to continue because I mean I don't know. It's cutesy. Besides, I just think it's weird because I just don't know who it's truly intended for. Trying to think what else. And other than that, you got all your HBO stuff. It is kind of cool that it has some other stuff. If you're an older fan of older movies, that they have a partnership with TCM, so there's some Turner Classic on there. They have a partnership with Cartoon Network, so I've been catching up a little bit of Rick and Morty's I haven't seen before. What is it? Rick's very annoying in season 1. They very overdid the burping, spitting thing.
Yeah.
They calmed down on that in the recent seasons, which is good because it's annoying to me in season 1. Even though I love the show, season 1 he's annoying. So yeah, I mean, right now it's okay. I know there has been some backlash though because guess what? It's not on Roku. And it's not on Amazon Fire TV. They have not reached deals with them. I've been watching it on my Xbox, so it didn't bother me at all. But yeah, if you're a Roku or Amazon Fire guy or girl, yeah, be careful because don't just sign up for the platform and expecting it on there because they haven't reached the agreement. Hopefully they will soon. I mean, those are big platforms. I mean, Roku to not have an app for Roku is kind of nuts nowadays. So
yeah, and I did notice though on my smart TV, it had an alert on it the other day saying, guess what? You can now do HBO Max. And I said, no, I'm not.
We got speaking of Adult Swim, actually, and Cartoon Network, they have picked up the canceled Netflix show Tuca and Birdie for a season 2 in 2021. This has been canceled about a year from now. By now, I believe the main voice actresses were Ali Wong and your favorite Tiffany Haddish.
I was when I read that, I was like, really? Come on, Cartoon Network. You can come up with a better idea than doing that.
What's your problem with that? It looked like BoJack Horseman.
I just didn't like the whole cartoon. I mean, there's nothing about it that it's not because of Tiffany Haddish. I just didn't like it. So, and I was like, I might be in the minority on that, but I just personally just thought it was just a waste of time for me to watch.
Let me ask you about this then. Here's some news you might like. Are you excited that Tom Ellis is set to return as Lucifer for season 6 on Netflix?
I am actually. I'm a big Lucifer fan. Not in my personal life. I don't worship at the altar, but I do. I love the show Lucifer. So yes, the characterization of Lucifer I do love, but not the Lucifer.
The Avatar sequels, they're finally going to resume production next week over in New Zealand. So it looks like stuff's calming down in New Zealand. We'll continue those movies here. Maybe we'll get Avatar 2 sometime this lifetime. Fun news at the box office. That's right. I actually have box office news this week. The Wretched, which you may or may not have heard of.
I have.
It's technically setting some records for being number 1 for the 5th straight week. So there is still some small mom and pop as well as mostly drive-in theaters that are around. And this is a new movie that is about to be number 1 for the 5th straight week. So even though it's only made a few $1,000s,
it's over 100,000. So
sure. I'm saying it hasn't cracked the 1 million. I'm just saying for a number 1 movie. But I thought it was fun to have some box office news here.
Yeah, no, it's kind of interesting. I was thinking, I was reading somewhere that New Jersey is going to be the first to actually hold a concert, and that concert will be a drive-in concert. So everyone will drive in and they will perform.
Okay, sure.
So I'm interested. That's pretty interesting to see. Americana is gone, but not everywhere though. Thank goodness.
Speaking of setting some records here, Palm Springs, the movie, is set to debut on Hulu on July 10th. This is a movie starring Andy Samberg, Kristen Milioti from How I Met Your Mother. She was the mother. And J.K. Simmons. This is about a pair of guests at a wedding who have a chance encounter with one another before things get complicated when they're trapped in an infinite time loop and are unable to escape the venue themselves or each other. So it sounds like a typical premise, but it got really good reviews coming out of the Sundance Film Festival, and it was purchased for $17,500,000 or $17,500,000 and 69 cents. Get it? Because the record was 17,500,000. So they matched it, but they wanted to beat the record. So they originally were just going to ask for $1 more, and then Andy Samberg said, "Wait. Let's ask for 69 cents."
That sounds like Mr. Sandberg.
So it does have the biggest sale in Sundance history at the moment, with 69 cents being the overage. So I look forward to that. I mean, it's a cliched premise, but if you have the right cast there, which it sounds like they do, sounds like obviously they made good money. People wanted this thing, so and we're gonna see it now in a little over a month, July 10th on Hulu. I will resubscribe to Hulu just for this.
So I'm gonna jump in with some news real quick.
No. I'm like,
okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know. 50 episodes in, I'm still gun shy with your news. No. My deal is John Wick. I love John Wick. I don't know if you got John Wick news. Do you got John Wick news?
I don't have John Wick news. No.
Well, good thing, because I got the John Wick news. I'm a big fan, as you know, of John Wick and everything they're doing. Parabellum was the last one. They're coming out with John Wick 4, the chapter, and they're actually going to use some cut scenes from John Wick 3 and 4. Then they've already come out and figured out what the spinoff's going to be. The spinoff is going to be called like The Ballerina. It's a script they called The Ballerina, and we saw it with Angelica Houston in that area where she was training these young ladies. And so they're saying that this is going to be like the spin-off movie in Parabellum, of John Wick 4. And so that'll set that whole new thing up along with the Continental as well. And they're thinking that, John Wick will be, Keanu Reeves would show up in both those type of movies just to give it, the old good rub. But yeah, that's the on that one. And I really can't wait to see much more of John Wick, because to me he is just the best of what he does in the business. And Angelica Houston, I wouldn't mind seeing more of her, because she's just a great actress and underutilized. So let's do it.
Yeah, no.
So what else we got?
That all sounds good to me, man. I'm a big John Wick fan as well. I had heard about the Ballerina a long time ago, so it does seem like they've settled on that, which sounds interesting. So. I'm down for it, man.
And I'm still gonna have to wait till freaking 2022, though. That's the worst part for John Wick 4.
Yeah,
so.
man. I mean, well, hey, man, I'm still waiting for A Quiet Place and New Mutants and Saw and
I want my Wick.
Black Widow. So
I'll trade all of those for John Wick if he could come out in January 2021. Okay.
No. Jon Stewart's Irresistible movie starring Steve Carell, originally set for theaters a couple days ago, May 29th, is now set for VOD on June 26th. So that movie will be skipping theaters, which I think makes sense. That one didn't seem like you needed to see in the theaters kind of thing.
What is it? Is that the political one?
Yeah, right. Well, it's Jon Stewart. It's got to be.
Well, no, I mean he it's like he's they're trying to find the proper person to run for office or something. Is that this one, or?
I think so. I at least saw the trailer once, but yeah.
Okay, because I'm interested in it. I really do.
No, I'll check it out. It's his first or second what do you say? Fictional movie or whatever. So
Yeah, because the first one was kind of a bummer.
Oh yeah, it wasn't about the guy that ends up getting like kidnapped and then they kill him.
Yeah. So this was going to be light and comical. So I'm okay with that.
Reteaming with Steve Carell. I've got some good news for you, some bad news for me. I don't know if it's bad news for you as well, but we'll see. We got some renewal and some cancellation notes for you TV fans out there. First one's some good news for me, you, even my brother Don has become a fan recently. What We Do in the Shadows has been renewed for season 3.
Yeah! Woo! I love that show. God, I love that show.
Prodigal Son will return for season 2 on Fox. Michael Keaton show. Oh, are you a fan?
I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Even better news for you then. Several comedies on ABC have been both canceled and renewed. The renewed ones for ABC are American Housewife will see season 5, Blackish season 7, Mixedish season 2, Connor season 3, Goldberg season 8, and then the dramedy A Million Little Things will see season 3.
Woo! I love that show too.
Speaking of a show that you like, you mentioned it last week. I just want to throw it again here. Rookie coming back for season 3. And Stumptown will see a season 2 as well.
Another show I love.
Several comedies though on NBC have been given the axe. Bless This Mess will end this year at season 2. School will end at season 2, and Single Parents will end at season 2 as well. All of them getting canceled in their second year. And Emergence, the kind of mystery thriller, will end at season 1, not even making it to season 2 here. So I actually kind of enjoyed all 3 of these shows. Bless This Mess. I was a show, I was kind of mentioning it before with Space Force and saying maybe we'll get better. Bless This Mess is actually another example of that. I didn't like season 1 all that much. I thought it was kind of hokey, and I didn't like, it was them moving into the country, and the country people are kind of dumb. And then season 2, I thought really found the better sense of humor. Kind of like The Office. They expanded more on the side characters here, and Pam Grier was really nice in it. I'm blanking on his name right now, but it became a show that I actually enjoyed here in season 2. Schooled is the spinoff of the Goldbergs. So that was actually not too sad because all those actors, for the most part, can just go back to the Goldbergs now.
I didn't even know that existed. So
it did. They basically did a backdoor pilot in Goldbergs where they kind of teased this spinoff. And they went with it. Tim Meadows being the principal, Brian Callen continuing as the gym teacher here. So it had its moments. Hopefully Meadows and Callen can just continue to be on Goldberg's more. And Single Parents, Taron Killam, one of my favorites from Saturday Night Live, as well as the brother from Everybody Loves Raymond, blanking on his name.
I know who you're talking about though. Oh, it's like this.
Brad Garrett, there we go.
My name is Brad. Raymond, what's wrong with you, Raymond?
I thought he was in the room just now.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Finally, good news though for a comedy show that I absolutely love. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has been renewed for season 15, making it the longest running live action comedy series of all time. That's pretty cool for that show.
I do love the show, but come on now, 15. I mean, how did they come? I still watch it. Don't get me wrong, but it just stumps me how they could come up with stuff all the time, just fresh. You know what I'm saying?
And also look at it this way. I'd have to fact check this, but okay, 15 seasons. We had 9 seasons on Seinfeld, but we had 9 22-episode seasons. These seasons are shorter, so you can kind of look at it that way too. I know Rob McElhenney has said that he plays Mac, and all of them write and direct, at least write on the show some episodes. Rob McElhenney has said he'll continue to do it as long as people are still watching and FX lets them. So this might be a long-ass show. So I'm not totally against it.
as long as you're throwing money at me, I'll make the show. That's how he's coming across. But that's fine with him.
As long as they let him. I don't even think it's about the money. It's just as long as FX doesn't cancel him and people are watching, he'll do it.
Yeah, that's just amazing. Congratulations to that show. My gosh. Is Danny DeVito even still on it?
Yeah, no. It's the same. It's the
I
same.
still watch it. Like I said, I'm very behind, but I think I'm like on number 12, I think, season. but I'm behind.
I've kept up. I've seen every episode. I'm pretty sure I've seen every episode. I've definitely seen the last few seasons for sure. I saw season 14. And now you got Glenn Howerton's. I've got two shows because AP Bio is going to be on Peacock soon, so he's got a balance too again.
Oh, that's good. Well, they don't have that big of seasons either, I think, over there. So.
No, and like I said, I mean, I'm sure they'll work it in whenever they can for everyone's schedule. Because Shirley Day, he was having a pretty busy career there for a little while.
I know. We got what has he got? The Pacific Rim films and Horrible Bosses.
Pacific Rim, yeah, exactly. He had two Horrible Bosses, two Pacific Rims, Going the Distance with Justin Long. He was doing voice acting in the Lego movies. He was even in that Hotel Artemis movie.
I want to bring up something here. I remember this back. We talked about Lovebirds. I think it was last week or the week before. And there was a scene. Do you remember whenever they did the fireworks song in the back? How this will cheer you up. And do you not remember Jason Sudeikis' character in Horrible Bosses? That was his ringtone because he enjoyed that song too, and it cheered him up. And I was like, I remembered that, and I was like, where have I heard this type of skit before? Because he even sang a little bit, and then that's what it was. That song, I think it was in Horrible Bosses or Horrible Bosses 2, where you heard that ringtone, and he was always, yeah, that's great, ain't it? And then I just thought about that whenever I was watching. I said somebody must have been watching Horrible Bosses when they were writing this script.
Was it written by the same guy?
I don't know, but if it was, then he needs to get a little better at his script writing. Yeah,
it is true. I'm a firm believer in, because it's happened to me, it's happened to other comedians where sometimes subconsciously, man, like that might have been something that he really found funny and then forgot and it got slipped in, and it could also too very much firmly just be coincidence that just they both thought that was a funny bit.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's been a while. There's a lot of gap in between, but I still thought, I remember seeing this, and that's, so there you go. So what else we got for me, boss man? You got anything good? Was that it?
The Show About Shows movie with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon playing us. No, that's all I got.
Well, I got to tell you, Matt, because you're playing me, because I don't want Ben to play me, because he's more of a Jordan guy. But here's my thoughts for you to play me. We got to get a
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, my love interest in the film will be Charlize Theron.
No. Charlize Theron as you.
What, Charlize, if you're going to tackle this, you're going to have to get a six-pack. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not talking beer. I've been working out. I got a six-pack now. And I'm just coming up with a good thing for the actors. I don't want him to win the games in debate for this part. So, but yeah, I don't know. I like Matt Damon as playing for me. That's a good cast, by the way. Ben Affleck.
I like it.
And it's Show About Shows. 50th. That's what we're doing now. God bless America. The one picture I don't care for. Yeah.
That's why I'm not deleting it. It's always going to be an option.
Well, when the second season comes around, you'll be ready.
And it has been. I told you on this show, FX, huge number. It's coming back.
Yeah, I don't mind. I haven't watched it, so I'll probably get around to it. I haven't seen. I don't know. Have they renewed that show yet?
I don't know, but did I say I watched the pilot and I almost choked up with Peter Gallagher at the end?
Oh, who doesn't? I almost did too. So yeah. And you still do. That's the worst part. You still, you still get it. Memories. We're going down memory lane right here. The Rock. I remember that episode. It was only like 2 episodes back.
Yeah. That's why it's in the recent photos.
But anyway, so I guess this means that we're out of gas for number 50, but hopefully number 51 will be as good as the 50th. I hope you enjoyed the 50th. I enjoyed it, as always, with you, Jordan. I'm just happy that we've gotten 50 under our belt. It was missing somebody. I'm not sure, but, maybe, a pilot somewhere, but there's the King. That's who we were missing right there, the Tiger King. We're missing him, the Tiger King.
Yeah, big shout out to anyone that's ever watched or subscribed these past 50. Much love to, of course, Dizzle. Hopefully we'll have him back very soon. Love to James and Catherine and Don Mega, our guests from the past. Any guests from in the future. We'll see you soon.
Hopefully, Tyler Perry will join us finally after 50 episodes, because I think that's what he told me. I had to get, no, he said 50,000 episodes. God.
A big thank you to you, Dutch. Thank you for joining me along this ride, and we'll keep going, having some fun, talking some shows.
Absolutely. Hey, and congratulations to you as well with your 2 shows that you got going as well, besides this one. I don't know how you do it. You're a madman. You're crazy. But, I've watched them. Was it the Kayfabe Diaries or something? And Kayfabe Talk, right? Talk Kayfabe?
No.
I subscribe. What else do you want from me? I watch it.
It was such a sweet sentiment. Good. Congratulations on your shows. I watch them, and then
I do. I really do. Okay.
There's Kayfabe Chats, and then there's Kayfabe Corner.
Okay, Kayfabe Chats.
You were on one of them.
I know. I can't remember. But Kayfabe Chats, Kayfabe Corner, and the Comedian Talk as well. So
I don't know. Comedians are hard to get a hold of. I think I'm done with that.
Well, hey, you never say never, so it's out there so people can still get to the body of work. So, yes.
Right here on the Pierce Go channel, as well as the Pierce Wrestling channel. Some good videos coming up every week for you, man. We're uploading some new
and you're still cranking out the wrestling over there at RPW's channel. And if people haven't had a chance, go and watch it. Watch the Camilla match. Can you believe that? That's a great match. Camilla versus Roxy Rouge or Roge.
Multiple thousands. What was it? 50,000, something like that.
Yeah, millions of viewers.
I think it is over a million, actually.
And she's in, NWA. Why not? We'll plug that one. Also, you got the Zach Monstar guy. You got everybody. Dax. You got everyone over there. Space Pants at RPW. Good job for everybody out there. Space Pants. You laughed at me when I fell through the table. It's not very funny. Not very funny.
You never forget.
I'm watching you, girl. I'm watching you. Anyway, that's got to be it. So 50 episodes down. We got hopefully 50 more to go to get to 100. So again, I'm Dutch McAllister, along with my tag team for life, Jordan Pierce Owens. I was going to let you introduce yourself, by the way.
This is a show about shows. Go watch a show.
Go watch it.